Hi Sharks, my name is Brian Doyle and I am the founder and CEO of AXIUS. We are seeking $500,000 in exchange for 10% equity stake in our company. So originally I played rugby for the US national team, and as it turns out, rugby is a rough game. Rehabbing a knee injury early on in my career taught me just how critically important core stabilization is, especially when we're off balance, like when we're being tackled in a rugby game or swinging a golf club. From your CrossFit extremes to simply chasing your kids around the backyard, core stabilization is critical for both preventing injury and achieving peak performance. AXIUS Core is the tool that evolves with you, allowing you to literally accomplish hundreds of stabilizing exercises in one portable device that conveniently fits underneath your bed. And I promise you, there is nothing like it in the world. Right, so AXIUS Core designed for maximum efficiency. We have a two-sided design. One side, 360 degrees of movement. On the other side, a simple wobble board. In terms of efficiency, the 360 degree roller side gives us our tilt, rotation, and roll. Controlling those pieces of movement is what gives us our core activation. Grip and hand placement positions. We have 5 different grip positions. Neutral grip, wide grip. We turn it around. Reverse grip gives you a really good solid tricep exercise. Hands on the platform, forearms down on the platform. You can interact with the dome in lots of different creative ways, and then obviously just being able to conveniently carry this tool around. Maximum efficiency in one design, that's AXIUS Core. Okay, to make things a little bit easier, we can introduce the stability ring. This goes underneath AXIUS Core to give us a reactive surface to work from, but obviously it's going to stabilize it and keep it in one place. We can put our strength bands underneath here, and then you have a slightly unstable platform to work from. You'll be standing on the platform using the bands. Okay, so now Maverick's going to help us with a quick demo. So she's going to jump into the baseline position here. Nice strong core. She's going to roll out and give us an oblique pivot. So now she's getting a really nice ab workout, but she's also targeting the obliques. So she's going to pull back in. We're going to make this a little bit easier now. I'm going to flip it over, give her the dome side down. Now she's going to put her forearms down. She's going to back away. And now she's straight up onto the toes. So a little bit more load, a little bit less instability. We go straight back into that oblique pivot. Great. Now we can actually attack the upper body with some chest push-ups. So neutral grip, hands down. We just start with a kneeling push-up here. Fantastic. So still focused on core control, stabilization in the chest. If she wants to make it more difficult, she can go down up onto her toes. And then if we want to make it more advanced still, come back here, we can actually add a rotation, and this is to show some of the variations that you can do with AXIUS to keep routines interesting, keep you progressing upwards. So now, if we really want to get crazy, we can actually throw in an oblique rollout, a 360 degree oblique rollout. So Maverick's going to start on her right knee, and she's going to work towards that left knee, and now we're really progressing up through these movements. Okay, so now Maverick's going to help us show the standing balance component of AXIUS. She's going to step on, and then she's going to go into a squat with an overhead press. This is obviously going to allow us to target the lower body, the shoulders, but also we're really focusing on core stabilization while we're doing these big body movements, allowing us to get a complete full body workout with a focus on core stabilization. Then she can transition into bicep curls, and again, the focus is stabilizing the core while you're doing an upper body extremity movement. So we all want to have great looking arms, great looking legs, but it's important that we start with the core first. And then lastly, AXIUS Core weighs 15 pounds, so you can use it as a simple functional weight plate. So Maverick's going to go into a squat and then press. So we've removed the stabilization component, so now she can work more on strength. She's still focusing on core, especially when she presses the unit away from her body, and she gets to focus on that lower body, tying all those things that we learned, core activation, power, strength, in one movement. My team and I are tackling a $33 billion fitness market opportunity. AXIUS Core is already to market at a $295 price point. We launched a product in 2017 and to date have done about $500,000 in sales. We were very surprised by the large consumer demand, as this is a commercial grade product intended for commercial customers, gyms, trainers, physical therapists. Of the $500,000, about $400,000 was direct consumer. We saw a slight uptick in cost of customer acquisition mostly because of our price point, and we were very lean. We never really had the capital to launch a consumer campaign. So pivoted to the gym market in 2018. We did roughly $50,000 in sales in 2018. However, we have secured some of large distribution LOIs with some of the largest retail and direct response TV partners for a consumer version of AXIUS, which we are bringing to market, AXIUS Flight. Basically $125 price point, lighter, smaller, and targeted for the consumer. So this round of financing is a seed round, and the predominant use of the cash is going to be bringing AXIUS Flight, our consumer version, to market. So manufacturing, tooling, inventory, and then mostly marketing, bringing the unit to market. We have established distribution for AXIUS Core in Korea, Australia, Japan, and the US. We do have an issued utility patent here in the US, China, and Malaysia, and we're pretty much pending anywhere AXIUS Core can be reasonably manufactured. Our utility patent covers both AXIUS Core and AXIUS Flight. So the functional fitness space is a crowded one. There's lots of different products. AXIUS Core combines the efficiencies of many of these different products into one efficient tool. We happen to be the very best in core activation stabilization in one device that easily stores. Competitors would be, the two biggest ones are TRX and BOSU. We have the same versatility of TRX, however we don't need a suspension point to be anchored from. So the consumers, that's why consumers like it so much. It can be used anywhere. It's housed in one component. BOSU is pretty one-dimensional. It's a pretty static unit. You're limited by the amount of things you can do with BOSU. AXIUS Core gives you the same versatility of TRX, but the convenience and storage possibilities from a unit like a BOSU. So how I came up with the idea for AXIUS Core, it was an ACL injury. I was rehabbing, working on a lot of core stabilization focused principles that my therapist was giving me. As I got closer to my getting back to the playing field, I was doing a plank with a BOSU ball, and I had my feet on an unstable yoga ball, and I wanted more mobility and more stabilization out of that BOSU ball. I actually wanted to move it around. I started trying to figure out how to build it in the gym, and I said, you know what, this is a pretty cool idea. That started the journey. So the biggest challenge with AXIUS Core to date has been speed and education. So what we saw was product market fit with the consumer. They were very easy in terms of educating. We were able to sell them a unit, give them a YouTube video, and they were very, very happy. So we found product market fit with the consumer market. However, our price point was high. We didn't have any comps at a $295 price point. BOSU's like $100 you can get it for. TRX, again, about $195. So we had difficulties from a price point standpoint. When we started targeting direct sales in the gym market, education became a barrier. Speed of education. I basically had to sell product plus education at the same time, which is expensive and difficult, and TRX spent a lot of time accomplishing that goal, and it took them basically 14 years to get to about $50 million in sales. So I see a massive opportunity in the consumer market in launching AXIUS Flight, because I know we can connect and solve the consumer's real problem. So AXIUS, the business, means a tremendous amount to me personally. It bridges the gap between my rugby career, my rugby life, which is like my 1.0, and my 2.0, which is my business life. It's provided me something that I believe in very firmly, that we could actually help the market in introducing foundational strength principles and why core activation is important. So there is the element of introducing concepts that I learned in rugby to the broader market and the world, which is very powerful and important. And then there's the ability to be successful in a new endeavor, which is not rugby and now more the business aspect. Okay, ask it one time. One sec. Lastly, we have our AXIUS bands, our strength bands, and they're in a knot.